Hello everyone. Today we are going to read a chapter named The Hack Driver, written by Sinclair Lewis, an American novelist, short story writer, and playwright who was born on 7th February 1885 in the US and died on 10th January 1951. So he was awarded with Pulitzer Prize for fiction and also Nobel Prize in literature in the year 1930, and he was the first American writer who received the Nobel Prize in literature. And this story is about a young lawyer who goes to a village to someone on Oliver Lotkins, a friendly hack driver. He meets a friendly hack driver there in the village, then who helps him to search Oliver Lotkins. So let's see whether he finds him, the lawyer finds Oliver Lotkins or not, and who is Oliver Lotkins. So let's read the chapter, The Hack Driver. So after graduating with honors, I became a junior assistant clerk in a magnificent law firm. So here the narrator, he was working as a junior assistant clerk in a law firm, and he was sent to serve summons on Oliver Lotkins, who was a victim, and I hated this unpleasant work. He was not satisfied with this job, but he has to go, and the side of the city life, it revealed to me. Then he was sent to the village, which was 40 miles in the country, to a town called New Mullion, which is in UK. So he went to the New Mullion to serve summons on a man called Oliver Lotkins. So he went to the New Mullion to search or to summon Oliver Lotkins because this man was needed as a witness in a law case, and he had ignored all our letters. So letters were sent to Oliver, many times letters were sent to Oliver Lotkins, but he did not report. So the lawyer had to go and search Oliver Lotkins. So when I got to New Mullion, my eager expectation of a sweet, simple country village were severely disappointed. So the lawyer thought the village as a beautiful village, a simple, sweet, simple country village, but he found it something different, because the streets were rivers of mud with rows of wooden shops, and the only agreeable sight about the place was the delivery man at the station. So when he reached the station, he found a delivery man whom he found a friendly man. So he was about 40 years and red-faced, cheerful and thick about the middle. His working clothes were dirty and well worn, and he had a friendly manner. So the lawyer told to that hack driver that I want to find a man named Oliver Lotkins. So the lawyer told to the hack driver that he has come to search or to locate the Oliver Lotkins. I saw him around here about an hour ago. Suddenly that red-faced man, he told that I have seen him. So he is probably trying to start up a poker game. Poker game is a game of cards in the back of Fritz shop. So that hack driver told that I have seen him, that he might might have gone to the free shop. So they went to there. So he was so open and friendly that I glowed with the warmth of his affection. So he was attracted. The lawyer was attracted by the friendly behavior of the hack driver. Then I knew that the kindness was real. I was glad the fair money would go to this good fellow. I managed to bargain down to $2 an hour. So per hour he will take, the hack driver will take $2, and then he brought from his house nearby a short large black box on wheels, that is a carriage. Then he said that he want to collect some money from Lotkins. He never pays anybody a cent, and he still owes my 50 cents on a poker game. So the hack driver told that Oliver Lotkins never returns anybody's money, and he also still owes my 50 cent on a poker game. Then with the hack driver's knowledge, knowing help, I was sure of getting my man. So when the hack driver told that he will surely help out to find out Oliver Lotkins, he became very happy. The lawyer became very happy, and I took him into my confidence and told him that I wanted to serve the summons on Lotkins, and he told everything. Then most folks around here call me Bill or Maxon. Then Maxon, that he told that the hack driver told that I am Bill or Maxon. My business is called William Maxon, fancy cutting and hacking. Then Lotkins is just as likely as to be there anywhere. Then I felt that he is good at deceiving people. Then the hack driver told Bill told hack driver or Bill told that he is that Oliver Lotkins is very good at deceiving people. I felt that if he had been a policeman, he would have caught Lotkins. Then Bill led me to. Then finally they went to the Fritz shop to find out Oliver Lotkins. Then they went to the shop and asked for. Then Fritz looked at them and told that yes, he was he was in here a little while ago, so, but I guess that he has gone over to Gossip's to get a shave. Then the one person in the free shop, that he told that he had come to my place, but after that he went to the Gossip's shop to get a shave. Then they again went to the Gossip's shop to get a that Oliver Lotkins had gone to that place to get a shave. Then they reached there. When they reached there, then then to one of the customers thought he had seen Lotkins walking down Main Street this side of the hotel. Then one customer told her he had come, but after that he went to the another place, that Main Street this side of the hotel. Then he had probably gone to Grace for a sale. Then again first is a Fritz shop, then again Gossip's shop to get a save. Then third one he told that a Grace shop to get a save. Then they went to the Grace shop. Then at Grace barber shop we missed Lotkins by only 5 minutes. He had just left probably for the pole room. From there they came to know that he might have gone to the next place, that is the pole room. At the pole room it appeared that he had just bought a pack of cigarette and gone out. Then he went there, they came to know that he went to pole room, and then from there he has already left. Then we pursued him just behind him, but never catching him, but they didn't find. They went to every place, first Freeze shop, then Gossip's shop, then Gray's shop, then the pole room, but they did not find out. So that by that time the lawyer felt very hungry and he told to go to a restaurant. But but then Bill said that better to go to my home so that my wife can serve, and you have to pay for that also even. That and she won't charge you more than $50, and it would cost you more a greasy meal in a restaurant. So how had the hack driver or Bill convince the lawyer not to go a restaurant so that he can earn something from him at him by serving the meal to the lawyer. Then in the next paragraph it's about the description about New Million. Then he told that his cheerful country wisdom was very refreshing to a country boy like myself who was sick of the city. Then he described about the minister's wife. So this paragraph is about the description of New Million. He told that he described the minister's wife who sang the loudest in the church when he was most in debt. Then he told about the boys who came back from college in fancy clothes. Then he told about the lawyer whose wife could never succeed in getting him to put on both a collar and a tie on the same day. He made them all alive. So the way he described and he showed everything about New Million, then the lawyer was fascinated. So from his adventures he had brought back a philosophy of simplicity and laughter. He strengthened me. Then they left that place, that few peaceful scene of meadows and woods. So when the lawyer saw that the idea he had earlier, it's not a good place, then when he came to know, when he saw himself the beautiful meadows and woods, so he was attracted. And same time he was also attracted by the friendly behavior of the hack driver or Bill. So finally they left the place, the beautiful meadows, and they resumed in search of Oliver Lotkins. Then at last Bill cornered a friend of Lotkins and made him admit that what he guessed, Oliver has gone out to his mother's farm. Then somebody told that I have seen him and he has gone to his mother's farm 3 miles north. Then they drove to that place. So I know Oliver's mother. She's a terror, and she's about 9 feet tall and 4 feet thick and as quick as a cat. So it's a description about that Oliver Lotkins' mother. So we drove into a poor farmyard. We were faced by an enormous and cheerful old woman, that is the mother of Oliver Lotkins. My guide means the hack driver or Bill, bravely went up to her and said, "Remember me, I am Bill Maxon, the carter and the hackman. I want to find your son Oliver." Then always what happens when they go to any shop, any place, first Bill or the hack driver, he himself first goes and asks for Oliver Lotkins. So that place also, in the farmyard also, he went to the mother of Oliver Lotkins and asked that, "Where is your son?" "Then I do not know anything about Oliver and I do not want to," she shouted. Then Oliver's mother shouted that, "I do not know." Then what she did, that then Bill said, "This young man represents the court in the city." Then pointing towards the lawyer, Bill said that this young man represents the court in the city and we have a legal right to search all properties of this Oliver Lotkins. Then Bill made me sound very important, and the woman was impressed. So the woman was impressed by seeing a lawyer, and what she did, she retired into the kitchen, and we followed. Then she seized an iron from the old-fashioned stove and marched on us shouting. Then she went to the kitchen and brought an iron and showed and marched towards us, shouting towards Bill and the lawyer. And she shouted, and as she was a terror lady, as she was so dangerous, she suddenly marched towards the lawyer and Bill. "You search all you want if you do not mind getting burned first." And by seeing the unusual behavior and expression of the old man, both Bill and the lawyer, they got scared off, and she shouted and laughed at her frightened retreat. And the old woman laughed at that how the two people, that are the lawyer and and Bill. "Then let's go, get out of here, she will murder us," Bill whispered. Then Bill said that this woman is a dangerous woman, so we should not wait for a minute even. So if we'll stay, she will murder us. Then I agreed that it was pretty disrespectful treatment. We did and searched the house. Then finally both of them searched the house and they came back. Then we were reasonably certain that Lotkins was not there. So finally he thought himself that I cannot get Lotkins here, so I have to catch the afternoon train, and Bill drove me to the station. So I worried very little over my failure to find Lotkins. Then the next morning the case was coming up in the court, and they had to have Lotkins. I was a shameful, useless fool. Now see, he is the lawyer. He thought of himself that I am a fool one, and because I did not find Lotkins. So the chief, I was ordered back to New Mullion, and with me went a man who worked with Lotkins. So finally another person was sent with the lawyer to New Mullion again. I was rather sorry because it would prevent my loafing all over again with Bill. Then when the train arrived at New Mullion, this is the climax, and when the train arrived at New Mullion, Bill was on the station platform near his cart. Strangely enough, that old tigress, who is referred to the old tigress here, Oliver's mother, Lotkins' mother, was also there, and she was talking and laughing with Bill. So the lawyer found that Bill and that lady, dangerous lady, both were talking and not quarreling at all. So Train steps, I pointed Bill out to my companion and said, "That is a fine man." Then he told the lawyer, told to the person who had gone with him, that he is pointing towards the hack driver or Bill, that he is a very friendly man. He helped me throughout the day. He's a fine fellow, a real man. I spent the day with him very nicely. So he helped you hunt for Oliver Lotkins? Yes. Then that person who went with the lawyer, he told is that person who helped you? This is the important lines of the story. He helped you hunt for Oliver Lotkins? It was the question from the person who had gone with the lawyer. Yes, he helped me a lot. He must have. He is Lotkins himself, the person, because he knew Oliver Lotkins, and he told by seeing Bill that he himself is Oliver Lotkins. So what really hurt me was that when I served the summon, Lotkins and his mother laughed at me as though I were a bright boy of 7. So when Bill, or that he himself is Oliver Lotkins, when he and his mother was talking, they finally knew that the lawyer came to know that who is really Oliver Lotkins, and they laughed at him. With loving kindness, they begged me to go with them to a neighbor's house for a cup of tea. So he was invited to a neighbor's house to have a cup of tea. I told them about you, and they are anxious to look at you, said Lotkins joyfully. Then Lotkins told to the lawyer that I have told to my neighbor, and they are eagerly waiting to know you, that you spent a day with Oliver Lotkins, but you were unable to recognize who I am. So he told that I am Bill, and at the same time I am Oliver Lotkins. So you spent a day with Oliver Lotkins himself. So they are about the only folks, means people in the town, that missed seeing you yesterday. So yesterday these people, they didn't see you, and today they will see you, that how Oliver Lotkins made fool of the lawyer. The whole day the lawyer spent with Oliver Lotkins, but he did not find him out. So what did you learn from the chapter? You see, he said that how the lawyer was fooled by Oliver Lotkins himself. So how he was attracted without any reason, that the soft words, the sweet voice, or the friendly behavior of the person. So sometimes we should think logically, that while trusting somebody, so as the lawyer, without knowing anything, without knowing anybody there, how he trusted Lotkins, and thinking that he is Bill, and how he at the same time how he dragged money from him, moving from different places, going to different places, he also earned some money from him. At the same time, he didn't allow him to go to a restaurant, and how he took him to his own home, or even to get some money from, by giving him lunch even. So hope children, you all enjoyed this interesting story, The Hack Driver. Thank you.